Ruthie Moore for Todd Stroger. I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that.
Lord have
We ain't
mercy,
accepting
Jesus.
that. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up to seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
I'm about to sing with myself. Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world! This is the Maze Jackson Show. Hey, Ruthie, I need you to hold it down while I go turn the music down. Say what's up to the people real quick, because we rolling solo dolo.
Good morning, everybody. This is Maze Jackson. I talk real loud in the morning time to get everybody really, really excited. Todd Stroger. How you doing, Todd? What's up, man?
Phew. Boy, that was hilarious.
That's how I be feeling Maze be doing in the morning.
Oh, Lord. In case y'all are wondering what is going on, here's the deal. Sonia got me today. She did. Well, let me back up. First of all, Sonia's due back tomorrow, so we got much love for her. We thought she was going to be back today. Not today. So I'm going to be running in between the boards and the thing. So I'm going to just tell y'all now.
I got you. I do a pretty good Maze impersonation.
There was no, I don't agree. I don't agree. I was offended almost. I was like, really? Is that really how I said? I'm like, Lord, dang. Is that how I really sound?
I think that was pretty good, Ruth.
You know. So
and
look,
it matters less about what you say. It's the energy level.
Well, you know what? For a Monday, Ruthie, I'm glad I had to pick. You know what?
Tuesday.
Oh, that explains it. So that explains it, because I'm going to tell you, you came in here kind of not Ruthie-ish.
It's Tuesday.
I see. You got your extra day in. You got your chill in. You got a little smile. I was like, and I usually be like, Ruthie, did you do something new to your hair? But this time, I'm telling you, you look fluffy. You look like you fluffed out or something. Like, did you got like, you look like a lioness, right? You got your mane going, the whole.
Listen, it's hunting season.
Hunting? What you hunting?
Duck
Deer?
the rabbits.
Rabbits? Somebody just told me they were hunting, they hunted doves.
Doves?
Oh.
They said they used to shoot thousands of them.
I heard that meat is pretty good.
Yuck.
They
said it's
isn't a
little.
dove just a white
pigeon?
Pigeon, yeah.
Pigeon meat. So, Ruthie, wait.
I
Hold
never
on.
ate none.
What you hunting, Ruthie?
I'm gonna pick off the easiest prey.
What?
I'm a lazy hunter.
What kind of prey is this?
Whatever I see straggling. So if you straggling,
Ants.
you better stay with the group.
All right, that's my girl Ruthie Moore. She's my co-host, and our guest visiting. I don't even know what we're gonna call you anymore. You look like you've been tanning, Todd.
I guess you trying to diss me.
No, Todd, what's up, man? How you feeling this morning?
Oh, good. I shouldn't be tanned. Was it sunny one of these days?
Yeah, it was. Well, I don't know if it was sunny, but you look like you know what you got you got the bald head man tan that goes right up to your eyebrows. And I don't know if it's the
This
glass.
is probably from 2 weeks ago when we were outside. You know, it was pretty sunny that day.
Well, Ruthie came in here today in a winter coat. She
took it off.
But you can't. She let straight up. Like I had my clothes ready, and I was like, they're not gonna get me again. They're not gonna get me again. 2 weeks ago, they said it was gonna be 60. I came in a turtleneck, and it was 90. So today they said it was supposed to be like 80. The weather is supposed to be on not 80, like 75, 76. If we had Reese the ruler here, he would tell us. He'd be like, the weather is so super. And he still may make an appearance because I be hitting Reese like. It Maze, I ain't know that you. So I sent him a text like, man, if you happen to be awake because you filling in for Lil Ron the rest of the day, Leron for the rest of the day, you might, if you want to come in a little early, you're more than welcome to. All right, y'all. So we got Ruthie, Maze, and Todd in the building. We don't have anybody. So I don't know. Does this mean that we are we gonna do we put the bad boy on autopilot, or do we do one of them things where it's like it's we gonna mosey on down because we recovering from our vacation, right, from our little holiday. So you know how you come to work the day after and you really don't do work. You kind of you all right, Todd?
Not as strong as I thought I was.
I was like, man, dog, it's lefty loosey, righty tighty.
Right.
Are you trying to raise it up or let it down?
I can't really tell where my mouth is, but I think this is right.
Yikes. I think. And I'm going to pass on that one too, Todd. But if you want to change, why don't you turn these handles and then adjust this part, and then you can up and down. No?
I'm not going to touch that either.
Todd? Guys,
I'm going to wait till a break.
Well, I don't think we're going to have any breaks. Well, we'll have break. Yes, we are. So when you see me run out of here at 7:30, at 6:30, we're going to take a break, and I'm going to turn off the mics because, we rolling a hot mic show. So y'all just make sure y'all watch what you do. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to try to, we got,
Ruthie, when you run out, let's lock the door.
That's how I can fly. I turn on the camera right there and fly from in the other room. I started actually today to just turn the camera on and broadcast from back there and do the whole thing. But I was like, you know what? That'll be showing off. No, it wouldn't be showing off. What it really would do is make people think, oh, he'll be all right. Let me also tell you this lets me know how much I appreciate Sonia Escobar, how vital she is to the team, as well as the board opposition. But it also brought me to some more epiphanies. So good thing we're going to be able to turn these mics off because I'm going to talk to you guys on the break and we're going to figure some things out. Hey, y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show. It is the day after Memorial Day. Should we give the mayor a round of applause?
Why?
What? Hold on, Cape Crusader.
I mean, you got to tell me what it was.
Okay.
I ain't no blind Cape Crusader.
32-3.
Oh.
32-3. Lowest since she's been the mayor. 32 people shot, only 3 dead. I mean,
wow, that sounds like just kind of normal numbers.
That sounds like a Wednesday in Chicago, not Memorial Day weekend. So kudos to the mayor.
It was the car parades.
No, it wasn't. It was David Brown on the drum. Did you see him doing the drum circle?
It was the car parade and the drum circles and the block parties.
Oh, I missed that.
I'm gonna tell you what though.
I do think that had something to do with it.
I do too. I actually do. I think that people were so happy to be outside, or not even to be outside, because they actually were outside, even though it was a little chilly. But I think people were so happy to be outside,
Jubilee, that
they was like, I ain't got time to kill nobody, right? We get back to you we got the rest of the summer. But I am gonna tell you, it was pretty dope. 32-3. I thought that was good. Now I'm gonna tell y'all, these fireworks, y'all gonna have to come up with something on this. Because these fireworks be described to me. I be like, hold on, you don't know. I was talking.
You got that problem over in your neighborhood too?
Yeah, it
ain't even started yet.
No,
Y'all better brace yourselves.
Oh yeah, and you know it's going down this summer because people got PPE money for it too. Oh, they going snap. I mean, have you when I'm gonna tell you what the neighborhood? I don't know if it's really the neighborhood dope man like it used to be, but I'm gonna tell you, I used to live in Bronzeville. The neighborhood crew all drove to Indiana, and they put on a hood fireworks show that would have made the Bolingbrook Jubilee look like peanuts. I was like, I remember coming outside after that and seeing all the spent casings, and first of all, I was like, some of that stuff is like military grade. Like they would shoot them straight off, like just take a parking lot, turn it in, like forget the houses, forget everybody.
Or a vacant lot.
Yeah, man, Charlie.
At least pick up your remnants, though.
Oh,
That's
God.
my
Come
issue.
on.
Pick up the remnants.
Right. Man, the Pete's lot, I be like, I tell our neighbors, like, why y'all go to the lot next door to our house and then shoot the stuff in it? When we sitting on the roof, like literally, the stuff comes down. Like you have to sit under a
What
shelter.
goes up must come down.
But it comes down on our roof, and I be like, fool, you live here. But it's so fun. Gets them going. All right, y'all. But least violent. How about this one? I really look forward to talking to this a little bit later because Naomi Osaka leaves the French Open for mental health reasons. She said she was not going to interview with the press. They fined her $15,000 after she won. She said she wasn't. She did an interview on the field and was like, that's it. They then sent out an email telling her, that we've tried to work with you on your mental health issues, but if you don't get your butt back in the game, we are going to
make up some consequences.
Well, we may stop you from participating in the future, right? Now, she then, and if you don't do the next press conference, we may kick you out. So before they could kick her out, she said, how about this? Since I'm the highest paid female athlete in the world right now, I'm out.
How about this?
How about that? Now,
How about that?
now, I am going to say I had a whole plethora of thoughts about this. And I'm going to look forward to talking about it a little bit later because I think they were talking about mental health issues. And then I was thinking about like a kid having to deal with the pressure of being an athlete, a star athlete. But then, I was like, part of the game is to get in your head. Right? And to really, and not just the fans, but now the media is getting in. So it's just a real interesting thing because I was thinking about her. I was kind of like, she need to suck it up. This part of being a champion. And then I was thinking like, wait, she's only like 16. And the whole world is like jamming her. This is a good conversation because I want to talk about it a little bit more because
sometimes you got to sit back.
Sometimes, but mental health, I always be like, shake it off or go pray to the Lord. The church be like, pray to God. I want to talk about the reality of mental health and just the adaptation, or not the adaptation, but where we are with it, where we started and kind of where we're going to with it. Because, she sat out the French Open like, shoot, okay, take that. That's these daggone millennials. Because somebody mama would have been like, girl, if you don't shake that off and get your butt out there and go get us that $1 million, right? I'll give you something to cry about. Mess around, don't, right? But I do want to talk about it because it's the evolving athlete. Springfield adjourned this week. Legislative session is over. I want to talk about what we got for the black people. I'm going to tell you, I had a real long plan to...
Was it yesterday? Last night?
Yeah, last night. Mm-hmm. And it went into overtime. 2:23 or something. I saw JGB posting talking about she was going to do her most important job, which is to be Gigi's mama and a wife to her husband.
I heard that.
I was like, back to the kitchen, woman. You done legislated. Now get them shoes off and get back in the kitchen. I'm just
Get your shoes off.
Take them shoes off.
You take them shoes off at the door and you get back to no shade, JGB. She probably come and be like, look, Carrie, her and Carrie gonna be teamed up. But I was really all off into. I was gonna go through and but I want to have the most interesting component of this legislative session. Has to be the requirement of feminine hygiene products in all bathrooms.
Men and women?
All bathrooms.
Huh.
Okay. I'll never forget the first time I saw a tampon machine in a girl's bathroom, and I was like, what is that?
What were you doing in there?
Cleaning. I had a job in the physical plant at the university, and our job was to clean up I had to clean up the whole place.
Yeah, work study?
Mm-hmm. No, I didn't have work study. I had a job, damn it. It wasn't work study. It was like
a job.
Yeah, but I wasn't studying. I just had to work. It wasn't no, anyway, one of the best jobs on the campus to get, even though people look down on you, was to be a campus janitor. They paid like $12 an hour. Like in the 90s. Mm-hmm. So it was like a great job to have. But I'll never forget the first time. I was like, what is that? Now, good thing for me, my job was never to fix it, to fill it, or I didn't have to do none of that stuff. But I do take umbrage with the concept that there need to be feminine hygiene products in boys' bathrooms. We're going to talk about that because sometimes we just going too far. Just too far. And I'm sure somebody's going to correct me. Ruthie, I'm looking forward to you telling me why I'm wrong on this. But I just think about the poor guy that has to go to the store and we'll leave that alone. Remembering Tulsa, Oklahoma. This was the first Memorial Day, and we're going to talk about this a little bit after the break. And actually, we don't have to wait till the break. We'll talk about it. It's the social media question of the day. Also, I was watching Black Voices on WTTW. Tell me why. Shout out to Brandon Pope, who is also the new president of the National Association of Black Journalists. You all are going to be joining that. Well, not you, Todd, but Ruthie, you'll be joining. We're going to get you we're going to get a corporate membership and get you a card with your name on it.
Can I join the press corps?
Yes. So we want to if you like I will you can, and if you want those, cuz I promise you I would love to see Ruthie in the pool. Excuse me, I have a question. To the training, so did they train you to look at people like animals? But no, cuz I would love to see Ruthie in the press corps when the mayor be lying. And you gotta ask the question. You be like, come on, man.
That's what I was thinking. She said, come on.
Really?
Right. That woman, come on, Mayor. I'm trying to. Okay, that woman. All right, y'all. What else? Oh, and the coronavirus was the lowest in the state since they've been tracking it.
Cool.
So it seems like, it seems like we're almost out of the woods. Did y'all see that Facebook changed up? They are no longer blocking your posts for calling it the China virus. Like they're no longer saying that it's they used to put a thing on your thing, a fact check that says if you called it the China virus or if you said it was man-made, that you were spreading false information. They took that off.
Oh.
Seems like the Wuhan virus, seems like they're finding out that it really was, man-made. By the way, Ruthie, just in case you move to China, you can now have 3 babies.
Yay!
They moved up from 1 to 3. But I'm going to tell you what, if you come around here with a Tiger Woods blazing looking, they can't come.
Crazy babies.
I'm just saying, I do not. Ruthie having Chinese babies, don't.
You could have
Might be
another
something to it.
Osaka.
She Japanese.
Right.
Yeah, well, that's,
Chinese, Japanese, dirty
He
knees. Look at these.
was
Remember
really
that?
talking Asian, I think.
Do y'all remember that? No, Chinese, Japanese, dirty knees. Look at these. You remember that?
No.
That is the joy of growing up in bowling, bro.
I did that on 62nd and Rhodes, though, I think.
Really?
Yeah. You know what? We used to, I remember that we used to say it, did your mom ever make you those jeans where you cut them and then they cut fringes in them? And they cut them so it's like,
Oh.
remember back in the day when you would get your
remember that.
shorts cut and then they would cut strips at the bottom of it and it looked like you had on like.
And no, my mother would never do that.
Of course not, Todd. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Then I moved to Bolingbrook and they made fun of me and I never did it again.
There you
It was
go.
terrible. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We are rolling with no music, solo, dolo, no board op, just Maze and Ruthie and Todd here in the raw. In the raw. Can I tell y'all what?
Everything you said had some kind of innuendo there.
What kind of innuendo?
You need to get your man out the gutter.
Yeah, maybe
Get
that's
your
the problem.
First of all, he opened up with the mic in the mouth, and I don't know where to put it. Right? And then he doubled down on
That's not what he said.
it. What he said?
Thank
He
you,
said,
Ruthie.
I can't find my mouth sometimes.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. Thank you, Ruthie.
Oh Lord.
Just leave it right where it's at.
I'm gonna just let it sit there. Right. I'm gonna just let that bad boy marinate. Right. They just don't touch it. Don't touch it. Leave it right there. All right, y'all. 7:30. Todd is gonna have to move over because I can't wait for this conversation. We are gonna be look. Todd, turn to the page. We're gonna be talking to Tyrone Muhammad. He'll be in studio. So when last we left, I had showed you the video. Brother Muhammad has been freed, as well as Greg Dagnabbit.
Kelsey?
Hollingsworth?
Kellogg?
No, that's
Didn't begin with a K?
Adam Hollingsworth, the cowboy. But the brother who put it, we don't get that. The brother who, when the police came to assault, he came and jumped in the middle. That lack of fear that Ruthie talked about, man. So we're gonna talk to Tyrone Muhammad because they got out. It was great. Like the police was like, they ain't never getting out. Them brothers was out. They was out. Little to $25,000 bail, I think. We're gonna find out. I'm not even guess. We'll talk to Tyrone Muhammad at 7:30 about that. Time for the social media question of the day. I really wanted to open up the phone lines, but because I'm not Stretch Armstrong, I can't do it. I'm not Plastic Man. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to ask the social media question of the day. Now, I'll be honest with you all. I have not watched daytime television. And realistically, I'm like Netflix. And, you know, I watch like series. I got like my own programming schedule. I don't really watch TV. But one of the things that I noticed yesterday was that Memorial Day was a little bit different. In that, interspersed into all of the coverage, and I would say it was prominent, particularly on Channel 7, and I know yesterday Channel 11 did a documentary. I can't wait to go check that out tonight. Todd, Ruthie, of the Tulsa massacre. There was a strong connection to Memorial Day and the Tulsa massacre. And I don't know if that is because of the 100-year anniversary. I don't know if it's because of America's racial reckoning that is occurring. And I'm going to talk a little bit about this on another side, because we're going to talk about Kyrie Irving stepping on Lucky and Kevin Garnett, who I really like as a player, defending the symbol of white supremacy. And I was like, Lord have mercy. I hear Ruthie in my head. But before we go to that, I want to come back to this whole concept of the Tulsa massacre and its significant prominence. I think I saw Marlon Watson from Eidos Chicago spoke there. There were from the Reverend Jesse Jackson, Jonathan Jackson, Benjamin Crump. People, Tulsa seems to have taken on a renewed level of awareness. Now,
Wait till the postage stamp come out.
see, I knew Ruthie was going to come be round here. Let me back up. I'm not going to let you get me all worked up early. Ruthie. What was different about this Memorial Day? And maybe is it just that I just happened to be turning on the TV and didn't realize it? I would tell you
No, you ain't tripping.
It's like I feel like I've never okay, well, Salim, tell me what he's claiming. I just was just acknowledging his presence there, right? Just showing the brother from Chicago some love. So whatever he is acknowledging, it was only to acknowledge the fact that, you know, if people doing their thing, give them their flowers while they're here. So help me understand, what is different and why all of a sudden did Tulsa spring up? Now, and I'm not going to say, and I don't want to minimize it at all, because I know our dear brother Mark Allen built this whole organization around Black Wall Street. The whole concept of Black Wall Street that we talk about was in Tulsa. But I felt like there was a renewed, like I saw it on every news station, on every new major, there was a ceremony. It was
Every celebrity got a documentary coming out.
Man. So give me a thought to you all. Let's go with you, Ruthie. Help me understand this. What happened for this Memorial Day?
I think it's one of those things where Black people are starting to talk about reparations and economics in American society. And so whenever the counter narrative is, well, why don't Black people have their own? And then Black people, well, y'all burned it down. That's what the narrative was. So I think the white people let's jump ahead of this. Let's jump ahead of this narrative, because if Black people can actually rally and get empowered around this, it's over with. So let's give them whatever they're asking for. They wanted the people to testify. Let them come testify. Joe Biden, say Tulsa. Did he say Black Wall Street or did he say Tulsa?
I think he said Tulsa. He's going to Tulsa today.
Yeah, but I want him to say Black Wall Street because it has a certain connotation.
Dang, Ruthie.
So just peep that, how it's Tulsa. No. Call it Black Wall Street so then people can look up Black Wall Street. But I think part of it is really controlling the narrative, because you can't, if Black people were to gather and rally for some unity around this, it's hitting on economics, it's hitting on white spite.
Man.
I mean, it's hitting on white violence.
Man.
It's hitting on why the school curriculums need to be changed. Like it hits on a whole lot of different points.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I had no clue. And it's interesting, even in the concept of changing it from riots to massacre. It's interesting. Todd, I want to hear your take.
I don't know.
You didn't see it. You missed it?
No, I watched a little bit of it. I mean, I know of it beforehand. Probably not as in depth, of course, as the show would be. But I don't know why it's taken such significance at the moment, I guess is what I meant. Most of the major riots, as we call them, are...
They call them.
As they call them, are white people killing Black people. No.
Mobbing up, right?
Right. It's not really a riot. It's always like, 5 white people got injured, 100 Black people got killed.
But, a big part of it is that they were given the green light and deputized by the police. So, it's a whole narrative, defund the... I mean, this literally speaks to a lot of the societal issues that Black people are speaking out against right now, all rolled into one thing.
I think you're so smart.
I'm just saying, it's coming to a head. So the society is like, we got to control this. Let's give them... I'm telling you, when that postage stamp come out, we should all be offended.
I'm not sure why I should be offended by it, but...
Because that's going to be the symbolic response to the acknowledgement of it without the actual substantive reparation, right? So
Yeah, but just because A happens and B doesn't happen, then you need to push harder for B.
So I think we start with B and then work out. Let's use the money we make from B to get that postage stamp. I think,
And it's only been 100 years. That ain't a long time.
right, because you could trace there's people living
Not a
still.
long time.
There's people who participated that are still alive somewhere.
Joe Biden was alive, wasn't he?
Ooh, when did it happen?
I don't know. I'm just talking mess.
I don't think so.
I'm talking
There
mess
are,
now.
because they had 100 years. They had a lady who spoke, who talked
I'm
about.
talking about Joe Biden.
Okay.
Because I believe it's.
I'm finna look up what he was doing.
I'm gonna say 1921, and keep your eye on that because somebody will correct me.
It's
in about-
1921.
Well, okay, there we go.
So 100 years old, you lived through it. So Joe Biden ain't 100. But, first of all, I really think that so this is the moment of Black history. Like, I really wish that this happened all the years that I sat in class, and the only history I knew was slavery. And I'm going to tell you that I didn't even really get the gravity of this, until I was watching, what's that witchcraft show? What was the show that came on HBO?
Lovecraft
Whatever.
County.
Huh?
Lovecraft County.
That it? Thank you, Ruthie. Lovecraft County, they was dropping bombs on these people. Like, they said,
Ain't that the song? You dropped a bomb on me.
man, the Gap Band, did you know that the Gap Band was named after that?
Well, actually, the Gap Band is named after the 3 streets that are there in Oklahoma. I can't remember the name of the streets,
But it was all connected to the Tulsa, Oklahoma riots. So,
yeah, I'm not trying to steal your thunder.
No, I don't think you were. But y'all, like, the treachery of white people is so, like, I gotta ask you, when they watch that, how do we get back? See, I feel like Ruthie is right. Like, we gonna lay a wreath. Joe Biden gonna came and say, I came to Tulsa where you people were killed and died, and it's just wrong. Kamala's gonna be like, oh, and we have now gotten our racial healing because Joe Biden, and they gonna fly away. Nope. Give us our money. Like, they should multiply how much money was there, extrapolate it, and the state of Oklahoma, so I am going to say that I am not against. Let me not say I'm not against. I think this Tulsa, Oklahoma thing, we've got to press it because, Ruthie, I think you're right. It encapsulates so much. And it is just it's like, to me, that should dispel the whole concept, like the whole concept of white supremacy almost. And not dispel it, but like, for all these white Americans who, like, yo, cuz they said the people thought that it was hell hitting their homes. And it was machine gun fire. They set up a machine gun, a U.S. Army machine gun. The federal government murdered those people with the Army, with the police, in concert, and took all of their stuff over a white girl offended in the elevator, supposedly. Where the white women at? There they go.
Right. Well, I guess it's a human thing, or maybe it's just a white supremacy thing. You never want to feel that you are the villain or that your relatives are. And that's the narrative that the white people always, well, it was a different time and it wasn't me. They'll tell you that in a minute.
Can I tell you, though? I just need to point out to y'all, that's paw for y'all. That's why when them white people be like, boy, could you help? I be like, it's hard for me to help old white people. It really is. Because they ain't say nothing. And you got to know that people lived through that. There are people who are in our lifetime who we know, they may be dead now, but in our lifetime, they participated in that. I don't know if... Now I'm concerned about who's going to tell the story. Who's in control of the narrative? Who's putting that in the history book? They ain't putting it in Texas, though. Right. Texas, they like, she.
I didn't have them.
Is it in Oklahoma? Like, and how do we start to claim our rightful birthright in this country? Like, do you believe that these stories are leading us to a point of reparations, or will we self-sabotage? Will we have Negroes that will get in front of this and say, but now it's all good? Like, I mean, Tulsa to me is no different than if you cry over any Nazi doing anything to the Jewish people, you can't look at this Tulsa situation like they went and exterminated a whole people and raped, robbed, and pillaged the town, took all the wealth, and then moved on. They committed a war against black U.S. citizens using the United States military.
Man, that ain't nothing new. It's always been white people against everybody else in this country. Don't make it right, but white people have been stepping on people for as long as we've been here. Well, as long as anybody's been here. That wasn't them. Yeah.
Because they came and just killed everything. So now my question becomes, though, how do we move? Like, again, does Joe Biden get to just does Randy Crump and everybody just be happy that Joe Biden flew? Like, I guess my question is, when does Kamala Harris, how do they say we make this right? When they come to these places, and who's talking about it? Because, again, the photo op is the most important part. I saw a lot of speeches. Is there a plan? Dang, the Watchmen did have on the Watchmen, they had a plan for you to repair that, though. Yeah, it was the future. They made you, if you could prove you are a Tulsa resident like you showed, Anyway, my point being, what do we do, y'all? How do we get some economic redress out of this? Does Joe Biden get points for acknowledging it? And how do we did y'all see that race riot map? The quote unquote race riot map in all of the cities across the country where white people had uprisings and then decided to massacre black people?
No,
there's a map, and it's got Rosewood, it's got Tulsa, it's got East St. Louis.
Yeah, I saw that.
All of these places.
Somewhere in Florida.
And yeah, but I guess my thing right now is what do black elected officials see? Right? Like, what does Jim Clyburn see? What does Kamala Harris see? What does the Black Caucus see as all of this is happening? Because y'all, I'm telling you, these white folks is about to be like, all right, enough of this. Enough of this.
I don't know, but I would guess that what they've seen in the last 20 years is that not enough people take this seriously. So we get somebody like Trump who gets to put like 2 Supreme Court justices in, and they decide our future for the next 50 years. And that's what happened from Reagan on.
I guess my question is, with all of the black folks that we have in power, what are they pressing at this moment? Like, I'm going to say that, do y'all understand that the Asian hate bill crossed 94-1? Mm-hmm. 94-1. No, not one black person should have voted on it. Not one.
You can have Patton as your general, but you're only as strong as the army behind you.
So my point would be, again, do y'all remember Tammy Duckworth? When Tammy Duckworth said they ain't got enough Asians, so I'm not voting on nothing else until we get some Asians. And what they do? Gave her 2 spots, created 2 cabinet positions. I'm just saying, 1 chick. Excuse me, 1 lady. 1. I'm not voting, and they were nobody is offended. No one is worried about what the threat that black people will do. And again, here we go with that argument
They haven't
of
done anything yet. That's
but that's my point though. So they first 100 days, we ain't got the George Floyd joint passed, which was symbolic anyway. They took out the qualified immunity. And now we're sitting here. I don't know how many points. I don't know if we continue to let these people come to have these moments and turn them into PR moments for them and with no cash. Like, don't land it. Like, usually when you see somebody, if a Joe Biden show up in Tulsa, he need to show up with some money for Tulsa. Period. Stop allowing people to come take these pictures and they get all the earned media from it and then fly away and be like, woo, that only cost us some roses.
That might be, they might have something. I don't know. But they might be talking to him when he gets there. They have put their,
No. Before you show your ass up, go to the Treasury, figure out what part of this budget that came out, and you give us an answer. You can't come take the pictures with no cash. Not the white guys. And you come look, your job is to be like, we can't show up. We ain't got no cash. You like, all them niggas be just happy to take a picture with you. Remember I tell y'all about despise the selfie. How many pictures will we see come out of Tulsa from all of our activists, from all of these people involved, and we will have no actual cash value? Joe Biden don't show up to, I just don't think we keep letting people show up to, I'm going to give you flowers. No, dude, give me cash. Give me something. You can't say I'm spending $1.9 trillion, and out of $1.9 trillion, all you get is pictures at the no. Hell no. I just don't think it's right. And I don't think that those lives should be a marketing tool for Joe Biden proving he's not a racist. Now, I don't think he's going there to prove he's not a racist, but I don't think he gets to get points because dog, you are the most powerful man in the world next to President Xi.
Who?
The China president of China. Dog, I'm saying $1 million is like nickels for the president.
Oh yeah.
Right? And it ain't even his money. So all I'm going to say is, dear Mr. President, don't show up to no more black joints without some cash. Come with a check. Come with one of them big presentation checks. Man.
We down so bad.
We'll take the picture.
That acknowledgement is still worth something.
Yes, it is. He came, the president.
Well,
I mean, if you want some good reading, look at the proclamation that the White House issued about it.
I didn't read it.
Uh-oh. See?
Just look at it. I mean, if you want to read something, look at the narrative.
Well, that's because they've never admitted they've done wrong. That's why
they won't even apologize for slavery.
Obama did.
He did not. He said he ain't say it so that we get the federal. He said, yeah, it was kind of a bad thing. Good thing my family wasn't there.
I'm glad I'm African.
He's like, glad I'm African. You see that? I was never a slave. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I would tell you, Ruthie, you can take us to break because I'm going to go get us a break real quick.
All right. We're going to go to break. So go grab your water, your coffee, your tea.
Tay.
Todd, what else you drink in the morning time?
Oh, I drink orange juice.
Orange juice, apple juice, cranberry juice. Grab your juice. And good morning, everybody that's listening all across the country. People down south. I see them in the comments. Hey, Auntie Tina. How you doing? What's up, Mom? Todd, you want to shout your people out?
No, I'll shout out to your mom, your people.
Okay.
Hi, Ruthie's mom.
Awesome. And I noticed you got creases in your pants, Todd. Did your wife iron for you?
I did, and let me tell you, it was tough.
You did it yourself?
Yeah.
Oh. How does that work for you?
Hey, I've been doing it all Well, not all my life, but
Would
ever
you
since I
iron
was
your
an adult.
wife's clothes for her?
God, no, I'd mess them up, but I'm not doing that.
Oh.
You just trying to get trouble there.
I was just curious how this works. I'm trying to,
No, I'm not that good.
learn
So,
about compromise.
I can screw my own stuff up. I'm not screwing her stuff up.
You just throw it in the dryer.
Her stuff? Mm-hmm. No, I let her take care of it completely.
What about my love? Seems you have forgotten her. I do believe that something went wrong somewhere. What about my feelings? Do they mean anything at all? You got me so in love, I'm too blind to see. And that you got my love, now you wanna put me down. And that you got my love, got me standing on shaky ground. What about it, baby? What about the days and the nights we spent? What about the love we made so sweet? Are you sure you wanna live? Think it over, baby. 'Cause girl, I believe, I think you just might wanna change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't need to come around. Now that you got my love, got me standing on shaky ground. What kind of way is that to treat your man? When I gave all that I never had, you got me going through changes of life with you. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. Before you leave out the door, before you leave out the door, baby, won't you change your mind? Really wish you would change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, you got me standing on shaky ground. Now that you got my love, you don't come around. Now that you got all my love, yeah, you got me standing on shaky ground. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. Oh my. I had a conversation with her. This is how it went. Before you leave out the door, before you leave out the door, baby, won't you change your mind? Oh, Lord have mercy. 'Cause I need you and you need me. I know it can be happy. Just wait and see. Baby, won't you change your mind? I'll do better if you change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, got me standing on shaky. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, you got me standing on shaky ground. Baby, won't you change your mind? Baby, won't you change your mind? Oh no, I've been hoping, baby. I've been praying, baby. Yes, I have. Baby, won't you change your mind? Oh no. I've been hoping, baby. Yeah. I've been praying down on my knees, praying that you change your mind. Oh, Lord have mercy. I'll do better if you change your mind.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning.
The Fraternal Order of Police. It is the president, John J. Catanzara Jr.
We all saw the Anjanette Young video.
Naturally, when someone hears, I didn't do it, you got the wrong place, you just discard it. You have an obligation to make sure that the rest of the place that you're doing a search warrant on is secure.
Okay, so you used the word naturally. And when you watch that video, naturally, a natural reaction would have been to provide her with some coverage for her naked body.
Have you ever been to police?
And so,
have you ever been to police?
Let me finish my question. So a natural reaction was not what we saw from those white police officers.
A natural police reaction is to secure the scene.
So a natural police reaction is different from a natural
Well, we're
human
talking
reaction.
about police. We're not talking about you going into a building. We're talking about the police going into a building.
Hence why in the beginning of the question, I related it to training. Are police officers trained to not see black people as human? And so police training would make them naturally react to see me as an animal?
I'm not even going to dignify that with an answer because that's just an ignorant statement to make. They went in there looking for an offender
who was not there.
Do you know that until you searched the whole place?
They did. They searched and she stood there naked.
And at that point,
after they had the scene secure, she still stood there naked.
Again, I already conceded the fact that they could have did a better job covering her up, but her race had nothing to do with it. And you're going to keep implying it. I'm going to keep telling you you're absolutely wrong.
Let me ask you a question.
Of training? Is it a lack of proper training?
No.
Oh my God, and I keep telling you, you got the wrong place. You got the wrong place.
The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. We will kill you for our woman.
Banter. Are we back? All
right, y'all. We back. All right, y'all. This is the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore, as well as Todd Stroger.
Oh, since you said that, I won't be here tomorrow because we got a meeting tonight.
What kind of meeting? A board meeting?
Uh-huh.
Y'all got them every week?
No, every first and last Tuesday.
What's the first of the month?
It's the first of the month. The first
Why you out of breath?
Cause I'm running, jumping, climbing under tables, doing all type of stuff, trying to get set. It is a difficult job with no board out, but I ain't gonna front. We gonna make it happen.
Split yourself in half, Maze. Duh.
That's the story of my life. That is the story of my life, Maze. Split. That's why I'm taking a reassessment, a reevaluation. Cause as I'm getting old, I'm telling you, after Ty watched me work at that festival.
Oh,
It took me 3 days to recover.
Now, I didn't understand after all that Bolingbrook education why he didn't understand that it takes 4 people to pull down a tent and he needed to get 3 others. But hey,
Well, my thing would be, why were you watching if you knew I needed 3 others?
I wanted to see if you were smart enough to get this right.
I got it right. Let me just say, because I'm used to having to work. I'm used to watching work. I'm used to black people watching. People be like, yeah, let me. Is he sweating? Did he pass out yet?
I was looking through my side eye at you, though.
No, of course. Todd, could you get back to the middle until it's time?
Okay.
Until we switch. I was looking like, what is going on with this thing? All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Time for the 7 o'clock. We a little bit behind, but coming up at 7:30, Tyrone Muhammad. Did you all hear what happened in Springfield? Apparently, they passed cannabis legislation that is going to the governor's desk. They are asking for the governor to sign
it, governor.
Sign the cannabis bill. And then they are calling for 30 days for them to hold the lottery and then 30 days to hold the second lottery. So they are talking about flooding the market right away. I think the governor really has no choice to sign it, because if he doesn't sign it, I don't know what he would say coming around any black community.
Smoke some.
Smoke some with his boys. Right.
I got 5 on it, y'all.
You better have more than 5 on it, homie.
Well, somebody told me, Ruthie, that if the state would do some infrastructure improvements in Pembroke, it would be a great spot for growing weed.
I'll tell you when the mics ain't hot.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, speaking of Pembroke, Ruthie, I was
Had the rodeo this weekend.
They also had the trail races this weekend.
With on the 4-wheelers and stuff.
Man, I was watching like all of these white people convened in Pembroke to have off-road contests. I want to give me one of those off-roaders.
The Latinos and the white people.
Yes, the white and then the white boys was out there like the hillbilly white boys, like they might have had guns in their joints.
It's really a nuisance to a lot of the elders that live out there, the noise, and they have no regard for law.
See that? It's so interesting. Like where black people are, we exist, and now people invade and could care less about the people that existed there.
Well, it's really a lack of investment, and when you don't make investment, then you open up the door for anybody to come in. And so because of the lack of investment, it's created a pristine areas with just nature that's now currently being disturbed.
I mean, it was crazy to see the races. Like people had they was they're like it might have been like a dune buggy joint. I want to give me one of them. I might have to come. Man, I'm gonna tell you though, if I was in Pembroke, I have come across my premises. Trespassers will be shot.
You can't guard at all times.
That's why you put up a fence and you say cross this fence, and you could be the victim of. Man, I had me some cane course. You know what they be?
Man, your dog will be shot.
That's crazy though. Like that's crazy that Pembroke been down there.
They've been doing it for a long time.
Who cares? So can the Pembrokeans make a course and charge them for it?
You know, it's a lot to it.
Okay.
And I'll tell you all about it off air.
I see you be getting passionate too. Ruthie be mad about it.
That's why I just be quiet, because I don't be want to,
Snap.
You know what the interesting thing about Pembroke is? I never heard of Pembroke till I met Ruthie. And now people talk about it all the time. I just run into people.
Because they be going abusing it. They going down there to abuse it. They be like, hey, look,
Listen, it's a lot going on. From the pipeline, the gas pipeline they trying to put to the nature conservancies taking up all the land and not paying taxes. There's a lot going on. And let's not even talk about the corruption. So I just be quiet because I got family out there, so I don't want to shine too much of a light on the roaches.
What's this, Walking Tall? Man. Did you see that movie?
No. But just know, get put on notice, because once I start, I ain't going to stop. So get out now. Finish pillaging the village now. Because when I start, I ain't going to stop.
Ruthie for county board president.
Ooh.
No, Ruthie for sheriff.
Hey, I'm with you.
See Walking Tall.
Ruthie for sheriff.
The sheriff is where the power is.
Hey, yo, you heard we can't police our own state. We can. If Ruthie was the sheriff.
I'm going to have to take y'all to Pembroke and show y'all the myriad of ways to get out of Pembroke. Through Indiana. I mean, so many different ways.
Stop.
I'm just saying, y'all, it's a hub. It is an interstate hub.
That's what the young man was telling me, that if they built the road up to 57, a ton of things could happen out of Pembroke.
Listen, I mean, every route pretty much can connect. If y'all familiar with them little routes, 114, Route 1, Route 65, you can get to all those places straight through Pembroke. And what I noticed when we were traveling kind of just to Indiana this weekend was that they have literally built up these old dirt roads that used to be pretty impassable, like in the wintertime or when it rained, you really couldn't get around.
Right.
But now, man, they done put down some new asphalt. They got, yeah.
Who's the legislator for Pembroke?
It used to be Lil Jesse. But again, I'll talk. We can talk off air.
I'm just telling y'all. When I was watching the Pembroke stuff, though, I was like, "Dang, Ruthie gonna be salty." No, I really was.
I was out there this weekend. I saw all of the doom buggies and the four-wheelers. I mean, it is truly a destination for like off-roading because of the sand.
Let me tell you, the people.
But Mage is right. How do you make money off of it?
Well,
if they're going to come, how do you force them to pay you to get here?
Agreed.
So that's why we got to get Ruthie to be the sheriff. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Also in Springfield, so
that's the high sheriff.
Literally, if we could grow right. The Illinois, did you see they voted to move the Illinois primary?
Oh, to what?
June 28th, which means that the signatures will start in January. We'll be doing January. I think they won't even start collecting signatures till January 13th.
Do you have to vote on that, or is that just?
It's already done. Now the governor has to sign it.
Oh.
That I was just thinking though. Boy, legislators got a long time. That's a long, long time. June, go all the way to June. It's a lot.
I like that idea.
I think they liked it. The challenge for them is think about now how that plays in the General Assembly though. Like your vote, everything next year is going to be political. Usually you done by March, so you can do anything you want to do. You can vote however you want to vote because once you get out of the primary, now the primary is after
the session.
Yes. So every vote you take they going to be throwing poison pills all over the place. Boy, I'm going to be trying to propose every type of legislation. Are you for black people? Vote no. We should put gaming on the ballot. We should get gaming legislation for black people in the next General Assembly. We should make sure that it gets to the forefront so that if anybody votes against black people getting piece of the gaming, then we know where they are at election time. You should put all of your issues, every issue that we have, we should be trying to get them at the forefront of the next legislative session. Because again, if you voted, and what's old boy Grover Norquist? Remember he walked around and made all the white people sign a contract that said they'll never be with the Democrats? Grover Norquist, look him up. He was the person that changed the way Republicans operated. But he basically forced them to stick into their space. Right? So now can
racism?
Well, regardless of what it was, could you imagine if we told every legislator or asked every black legislator to sign the Black Pledge? that I will, and if they refuse to sign it, then when you go into the legislative session or when you go to the election cycle, you be like, they said they wasn't black. They ain't finna be letting you Negroes mess they stuff up. I'm saying, write a super nice pledge. I pledge to ask what's in it for the black people before I sign any legislation that would potentially impact black people, and we want to know how much money it will, give them a list. Practical stuff. Then you hand it to everybody. You mail it to them, you email it to them, and it's the black pledge.
We ain't get it.
Huh?
They gonna say we ain't get it.
Because then we gonna have Tyrone Muhammad deliver it to him. This brother Muhammad. And then we gonna get Reese to do the voiceover. Yeah, you better read this. Right? But I'm saying, you make it public. What are the 5 things that black people could put on a list that is part of a pledge that every black elected official has to say, I'm with that? And if they don't, then we say, and I'm not saying you got to say, I hate white people. I'm saying you have to say, we will ask, how does this economically impact? I pledge to fight. I will not vote on any issues that do not positively impact the economic development of black communities. Right? You put like some undeniable truths that we know have been, and you make them sign it. Or if they refuse to sign it because they're allegiance, then you say they wouldn't sign the black letter. At the same time, Ruthie, before you become sheriff, you got to be the comptroller. Y'all laughing, but I'm telling you.
Right, I use it as a stepping stone.
Okay, can you step all on her? But I'm gonna tell y'all, I've been trying to punch holes in this have a black slate, and I really can't find a hole in it, Todd. The only hole I can find in it is people that we know or have friendships with may have to get left behind in this case.
Everybody didn't get to the Holy Land. Actually, nobody got to the Holy Land.
So imagine if we then decided, like, Ruthie, could you help me make the questions? Because I'm just telling you, if we make the black pledge, I do solemnly pledge and vow that as a black legislator, I will always put the interests of our black constituency first, being elected as a blah, blah, blah. Now they're going to say, I can't do it.
Your boy Grover Norquist was not, it was not about being a Republican. He made the issue more about, I'll say, just white supremacy in the sense that you will not vote for income tax and some other tax that I can't remember. Which basically is like, white people, keep your money.
You will not vote for cannabis legislation that does not include, you will not vote for any new industries to be created without a specific mandate for black people, right?
I like it.
I'm saying make them.
Let the Supreme Court knock it down.
But
you do it.
And the Supreme Court can't knock it down because it's like you signing a pledge outside of, right? This is your contract with Black America, with Black Illinois. Like they can't, man. Come on, Supreme Court. No, you can't vote on black issues. Well, what the hell is equal representation? I mean, what is it? What not equal representation? What is it? Representation, like Washington, D.C.
I got that.
Right? You force them to say they vote in the interest. I will put the interests of black people first. Say no? Okay. Well, I got a different constituency. Okay, well then you don't want the black vote. The black people are voting for black people, and there may be a white person that says, I'll sign that.
There might.
Man.
Maybe,
and if you got a white...
Doug Jones.
But I'm saying again, think about what do you think Bill de Blasio was? He was like, I'm the white boy that's going to put the black people in the front.
Right.
I got a black wife, Ruthie, don't get any fresh ideas. All right, y'all, it's the Mace Jackson Show. When we come back, we're going to take a quick break. We are going to be talking to one of Chicago's freedom fighters. I know some of y'all take issue with that. I felt like Ruthie was feeling some kind of way when we talked about it last week, though. Because she was like, did you see that, Todd? There was no fear. They was like, them police, So look, when we come back, we're going to talk to Tyrone Muhammad. When last we spoke, we were showing the video of the interaction on the Dan Ryan Expressway. When he comes back, we're going to talk about all of that and what we can do next. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back. Ooh, hold it. Mike's.
Maze wants Ruthie to be Candace Owens. Hey.
Had to make it politics.
It's always politics, right?
Even when you don't want it to be.
Yeah, that's true. That.
All right, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger. Whoops, I said that wrong. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore.
I'm back in the front, Ruthie.
And in the building, sitting with us today, we have the one and only, y'all know I keep liking to use this word, inimitable. I practiced it, so now I got to use it.
What's that word mean?
I have no idea. It just sounds super, super, super good. Hey, y'all, in the building with us today is the brother. You've seen this brother a lot. Brother Tyrone Muhammad. Tyrone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Do me a favor. Come this way towards the door. All right, bam. I got you center right there. All right, now. And that's your camera right there. Sitting over there. Brother, when I last saw you, I was... Actually, let me back up. Brother Devin Gordine tapped me, but I was in the midst of trying to get a project out. And I went back and I saw the tag. And I watched this video of you, a group of brothers and sisters, mobilized on the Dan Ryan. I then saw, matter of fact, let's do this. Let's back up, and I'm going to have you do me a favor. I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself, and then I want you to tell us what exactly happened, because I got questions. You was on the Dan Ryan. Don't you know you can't get on the Dan Ryan?
Says who?
See, that's what I'm talking about. All right, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to go turn the music down a little bit, but in the meantime, I saw you getting your freestyle on. In the meantime, if you feel like you want to freestyle your story, you're more than welcome to, but we're going to come back real quick and you're going to tell us the story. But Brother Tyrone Muhammad, introduce yourself to the people right here. I think this is your first time on What's in It for the Black People Media, Solo Dolo, where we talking about what's going on with ECCSC and the actions you took last week. So why don't you do me a favor and introduce yourself real quick.
How y'all doing, people out there? Much love. First of all, give all praise and thank to Allah. And to my ancestors and thanking them for giving me the strength and courage to fight today. My name is Tyrone Muhammad. I'm the executive director of ECCSC. That's ex-cons for community and social change. Of course, Inglewood native, born and raised Chicago, of course. And I'm just someone, that believe in community work. Someone who believe that he's a community servant. I resent that word, really, activist, because I'm more of a
do-ovist. A do-ovist. Jesus.
So I call myself community servant. I'm a community servant, and hey, it's nothing greater than being a servant. So, like I say, they call me Frontline Ty because I'm always on the front line. I'm not one who will send the soldiers in the field in battle and strategize from the desk. I'm going to be the one that's lined up next to the soldiers and fighting in that war with them. So, that being said, thank you for having me on, Maze, Ruthie, and Todd. And, hey, I'm looking forward to this.
So, Brother Tyrone, talk to me. I saw a video last week. You and a group of people went to the Dan Ryan Expressway and essentially shut it down. What was the plan there?
That plan was to do just that. See, commerce is the only thing they understand. When you stop the money and the flow, and I was just so happy to see all them big 18-wheelers with goods and services, goods backed up all the way from 55th to downtown. That feels so good when I see that. Because in the end, it's about economics. When you deal with the economics, I guarantee you a lot of the things we're fighting for, in our case, we want more economic opportunity, equity. I don't often say that.
Hold it. You said equity, now I got to challenge you.
That's my thing. I say diversity, equity, and inclusion only mean everybody but black folks.
Okay, so I'm about to say.
I'm clear.
Okay.
I've been hollering this forever, that these code words and names that they put on things to block us out and isolate us and give it to others has been the trick for ages. But with that being said, the violence is ridiculous in our city.
So, brother, you went to the Dan Ryan Expressway.
Yes, sir.
And you literally shut it down. Tyrone, was that a plan or was it spontaneous?
That's a plan. And we'll be going to Lakeshore Drive too soon. So you put that on your calendar. Even while we dealing with the issues of court and the likes, having the confrontation with the state trooper. So let me get to that right there. So we shut it down. We did what we wanted to do. And our effort was to celebrate the young brother that was killed over there, the little dancer, as well as the violence. So we was going to take it to 75th to his studio and take it slow, the procession, all the way to the studio. We had several state troopers stopped us. Before these cops even arrived, the one that we had the confrontation with, we have already had a peaceful situation. Other state troopers had already confronted us, and we demanded a supervisor to be on the scene of the state police.
Okay.
In which the state trooper said, give us a moment. He has to get here. We have to call the supervisor because we wanted to proceed with our demonstration.
Okay.
And upon that, he said, yes, I'm calling my supervisor to figure out how to deal with this because we just wanted to be safe. No problem. We have no problem with that. It was civil. It was peaceful. Then we all got back in the cars and started moving forward. Then these 3 or 4 new state troopers arrived. And instantly, the temperature changed. When I deal in violence prevention and I got brothers or fellow violence de-escalators on the scene, I don't go in without asking them, man, what's the deal? Assess the situation, determine what it is that they're dealing with, because we don't know who beefing, Lil Joe or Lil Boo. We don't know the situation. We got to get at it. As someone who's in the streets dealing with this violence a lot and dealing with the issues of our community, I go and deal with the people that's already on the scene because they have firsthand knowledge of what's happening. These guys don't even check in with the other state troopers because they was black. You understand what I'm saying?
Got you.
So here these guys come.
And I remember this. Y'all remember the video. So remember, we watched the video. They had gotten back in the cars. They was moving towards 70th Street. Now remember,
so at this turn, they obstructing the traffic.
Because then we saw the cop fly in.
Yep.
Was he a Latino police officer?
Latino police officer.
Pulls in, jumps out the car.
I now know that, but I didn't know it then.
Okay.
So he cuts us off instantly. And if everyone's seen the video, I'm in the car because I kind of know my rights. I'm never, even when I deal with police, I don't roll my window. It goes the ID, and is that what's the issue? I'm under arrest. I'm not arrested. It goes license registration. I don't. That's it. I ain't got nothing else to talk to you about. Because I like that fear of authority in that way, because I believe that I have the right to refuse a lot of things or not, or accept it. So in this case, he pulled up, and if you saw the video, he's telling me I'm not under arrest. First of all, I'm not under arrest, and I'm talking to this state trooper, and I'm asking him, why is he obstructing our motion? Why should I get out? Get out the car. And then once we go back and forth, then he say, let's get out and talk like men.
Wait.
Yeah.
That sound okay.
Oh, you want to trick me? That obviously they don't know who they dealing with. And when you deal with certain types of black men, you better know who you're dealing with, or you're gonna always have a certain confrontation. So you dealing with a crew of guys that specialize in no fear. Not just of authority. It don't matter if it was the military. You're not gonna use tricknology against these black men who spent decades. My whole crew, you had a crew with me that spent over 500 years in prison. So we have seen it all. So we different types of men. in this situation. So you should assess that first. He probably should have checked with his fellow state troopers first, because we've already had this conversation. So I get out the car. At this moment, now I'm thinking we're about to have a conversation. I'm going to be civil. He proceeded to try to touch me. And I asked him, don't touch me. My hand's up. If you can see me, I'm not trying to be confrontational. Then he proceeded to try to put your hands behind your back. First of all, I'm not under arrest. Why am I putting my hands behind my back? First of all, he's violating my constitutional right. We're going to address that in the lawsuit, so hopefully. And then at that point, 1 year out from George Floyd, I'm not coming in this situation. And I want your audience to understand. Every time I confront the police, I confront the police knowing that I'm going to die. and that's a different mindset. And it's unfortunate as black men, we got to have this mindset. So when y'all see that, y'all see lack of fear, you got to understand the type of brothers you're dealing with. We've been under trauma and death and murder in our community since we was born. So it's no different than dealing with them or dealing with a homie that may roll up and shoot up your car. So we got a different mindset around this thing, and they need to understand this. Because the day of you violating and disrespecting black men and killing black men while we sit and watch you kill us is over. After you introduce me to, what is that? Destroy all the, what is it? All the
destroy all the brutes. Exterminate all the brutes. Wait. Hold on. I just need it because I've been seeing everybody exterminating all the brutes now. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You watched that?
Yeah. I'm getting into it. So all I'm saying that historically, policing has been nothing for our communities but slave catchers. There have been nothing historically good for our community. They stoke a level of fear, although we pay our tax dollars for them to serve and protect us. They stoke a level of fear and intimidation in our communities that has to stop at some point, that they don't put in other communities. So in this case, man, he put his hands on me, and I asked him not to. So you might see my hand around his collars.
I saw that picture. Now, hold on. Okay. Now, I got to ask.
Okay.
I got to ask because I saw. So there was two moments in that video that I think Ruthie's eyes was showing stars. I was looking like, damn, we about to lose somebody at this point. And even at not to say that I was, here's what I felt. I felt like, damn, finally. Like, damn, finally. Like, damn, finally. Like, and it also made me say, if they didn't have no guns.
Oh, if they didn't have no guns.
Oh, no. We
don't care about no
These
guns.
are all, and all this is hypothetical.
Yeah.
All this is all hypothetical.
Yeah.
This is all third-hand accounts of we want to make sure we don't put you in a jam. Let me say this though, and I'm a say this.
We complied. I want the public to understand. We complied with the first set of state troopers. We waited. We patient. We had a conversation. Then these state troopers came, as they always come, on the scene, police, whether it's state trooper authorities, because I don't think they believe they have to follow ethical guidelines as it relates to black men.
It goes to Ruthie's point when we were talking to John Catton's era. They look at us differently. They approach us differently. When the cop pulled up, he was like, we finna put these Negroes in order. Like, I understand that y'all done had all of these. And he literally was like, man, bust all this. We cracking heads. We doing our thing.
But the audacity of y'all to have police interceptors. The audacity of y'all to have real police squad cars that's actually better than ours. See, we are not perceived as men who's supposed to protect our communities, bro. We cause a lot of the violence in our community. We exercise a lot of terroristic effect as black men on our women and children. So when black men stand up and say we're gonna be the change we want to see and we're not waiting on police, law enforcement, politicians, pastors to do this, that should be commendable. But really, we live in a society that really truly enjoy the destruction of black men and boys and destruction of our community. And we have no legislative push towards self-reliance, self-preservation, and service, because they never see us. Ex-cons in America is the only unprotected class that is okay to be discriminated against long after we served our debt to society. No taxation without representation. Those police don't represent us. They not my representation. We are a representation of our own community. And when we get out of our inferiority complexes and realize that, we keep asking for people to do something for us for decades, centuries, and whatever. And it's not going to get done unless we take it. And we don't take it, they're not going to offer it up. They don't sit at the table to legislate for us in our community and ex-felons. To say they make legislation for prison reform, re-entry, violence prevention without the people who perpetrated the violence at the table. I don't understand how you can legislate. That's like me legislating for LGBTQ community. I'm not an LGBTQ.
Shoot, the Black Caucus be doing it all the time.
Hey, listen, they legislate and give them without them having a voice. They have a voice.
Right? Oh no, but I'm saying
we don't have a voice as it relates to this is what best practices would serve. And I'm gonna get into see the best practices to really deal with restorative justice and re-entry, you will have to then take this into account, all the behavior modification and all the things. They don't bring us to the table to tell them how to properly get at violence, to help them, because they don't ever perceive us as people who are allowed to amalgamate back into society and contribute in a meaningful way. But yet, we don't discriminate against white folks in the system of destroying the brutes, that blood-soaked soil of our ancestors is in this earth, and we allow them to write laws, we allow them to do everything against us with no questions whatsoever, and they still benefit off the hate produced.
Let me stop because I gotta go to the hate moment. So there's a couple things I feel like I need to address. I'm going to talk to you real quick, and I want you to address them because I think it's important for people to hear. Ty, I watched a lot of people. There's an instinct in our community to castigate, hate on, or denigrate someone who does it a different way than we are accustomed to. On Friday, I would tell you that's Ty. I'm not the dude that's gonna go on the damn right. Exactly. That's that. I'm gonna be honest. No question. But I was on the radio like, let's raise this money. Let's do our thing. I think we all have roles. But one of the things that I saw, and I'm even watching as our Republican friends are commenting. What do you say to the people who said it was a publicity stunt? What do you say to the people who say, man, he just doing that because he going to get 30,000 views and raise some money and make some money? And what do you say to the people that say, man, that's fair time, he's stupid?
First of all, I'm going to say this to y'all. Losing your life ain't a publicity stunt. What does it matter about your views when you can't take your views to the graveyard? I've never met a rich man take his money in the Brinks truck to the graveyard with him. Steve Jobs will give all his billions back to have life. I guarantee you that. So when people say that, bro, they think they know you.
Social media.
I've been born. I lived 2 decades in a 9x12 cell. Half of my prison term for fighting the police, and the guys that know me will tell you, standing up against my head is in the lion's mouth, and I'm punching them in the tonsil while I'm in prison. I did 7 years worth of seg time, man. If you people don't understand what that is with y'all comfortable living
selves.
If you don't understand what that means 24 hours a day confined in a 9x12 cell with no radio, no TV, no outside accoutrements, but your own self, your own thoughts, your own everything internal. You got to understand how you sup with yourself and sup with the Lord. You talking about fire, a furnace of affliction. I spent the first 3 years thinking how I'm going to go over the gate so the police can kill me. So you don't know the mindset of the people you dealing with. If I wanted something in the age of wearing masks where I could cover my whole identity, I'd take it. You should be glad that I'm on this side. Because all you uppity Negroes, I will be in your house. I guarantee you should be happy you got brothers like me who see another way out than to be victims of a mindset that teaches us that materialism is worth more than a human life. You can never get a person's life back, but you can always acquire materialism. If you think I'm doing some stuff for social media views, you out your mind. I don't even care about that stuff. You hear me say one time, we shut the expressway down. But everywhere you look, you see Cowboy. Cowboy did this. Because they want to paint a narrative, bro. They don't want to show and highlight strong black men in the neighborhood.
Lord have mercy, Jesus.
That say, hey, listen, these brother and lighter, I just did 21 years, fools. Don't I have a right to now come out and amalgamate and live my life and be... I've been offered over $700,000 to $800,000 to shut up, and Mays could bear witness to some of this problem.
Yes.
To shut up and go away and just, man, I've even had a white person tell me, man, just, you've been locked up, man, just become a community outreach engagement person. That's the #1 title they put on Negroes to keep Negroes in line.
Uh-oh.
That community outreach and engagement person that comes in front of you and make it seem like they creating opportunity and stuff and never get at anything. You have them in the mayor's office. You have them in the governor's office. You have them in cannabis. You have them in construction. You have them in every industry in the state. Yet we get nothing in our community. I did that because I want to highlight the fact that violence is unacceptable. I heard Mays earlier say, man, Lori, congratulations. Only 3 murders. Any murder in our community is over.
I was being facetious. Thank you very much.
I know he was. But any murder, but that's how it's become cynical, man. That a death, a black death, can become like comfortable if it's only 3. Hey, man, what if that's your mama or your grandmama? That 3. Your loved ones, that 3. See, you got to make them uncomfortable. And just like with the cannabis, I sat in that bullpit maze, and I met shorties that had weed convictions, man. They got arrested for weed. And we got $2 billion on track this year for white men to make. There's 75 licenses given to white men, and we have a governor who I believe ran to make his crony legal dope dealers. They are no longer cannabis dispensary and cannabis company. They are cartels, man. Anytime you make more than $100 million a year, you are not just a drug dealer. You are a cartel. You control lobbyists, lawyers, what is they call ancillary things from transportation to packaging. We are not in that space, and we have elected officials right now today, and I know who y'all are, and I've said it before, Mays. This ain't Mays saying it, I'm saying it.
I said it too.
Y'all legislators just legislated in council for them to expand up there, and y'all aldermen know that's why I was at Harold Brookins' office, and I'm be at all y'all office. Watch. Harold Brookins, I'm not done with you. You're going to get removed. I'm telling you that. I'm putting that on something. And I'm telling you, all you like legislators, why black men are being locked up and going to the graveyard for the cannabis under the Clinton 94 crime bill, and Obama was in it, and Joe Biden was in it. You better wake up. You better wake up and realize our sons are dying out here. You have nothing but graveyards and prisons for our sons, and you think that's acceptable to walk these streets in peace. You think it's acceptable to walk the streets in peace. You think it's acceptable to go along with your lives where your children and family are at peace. We're going to be at your door, legislators, because you don't legislate properly for the people, and we tired of it. That's why we shut the doggone expressway down, because we tired of inequities, man. We tired of having built the whole, for 40 years, for 4 decades, we built the whole prison system off of cannabis. And cannabis people, don't let them tell you that the minimum, you know, the minimum this and that. Cannabis was the gateway drug to heroin and to crack cocaine. And then, by extension, cannabis, by controlling drug territory, we now have to have extended clips, guns, Uzis, all this to do so. And now it creates all of that stuff. But the number one thing is cannabis. Don't make no mistake about it that this weed, that flower, is it gonna either make our community or break our community? Because I'd be damned if you think I'm going to sit back and watch these dispensaries make billions of dollars while our sons are still in prison for cannabis. They should have fixed that first. Then gave legislation and reparations for everybody once they determined the 500,000 people that was incarcerated wrongly by the war on drugs on our community that caused disinvestment, disenfranchisement, and removed a whole generation of black men off the street. That why you have these young brothers running around like nomads trying to act like little lions. And you took men out that had that in check so that you could continue to pump illicit garbage in our community and our children. Man, we don't understand that we at war. We at war, and the soldiers you seen on the front line that's with me, you see we ready to die, man, for our rights to exist in a so-called free society. And we're saying that economics is our way. We don't need no more. Hey, you people, you subsidized people, you welfare people. When we got billions of foreign dollars foreigners taking money out of our community, and they give not even 10% in community benefit to our communities. They constantly exploiting us, and we as men sit back like cowards. While women are suffering, our children are suffering, our educational system are suffering, unions are benefit while our children are untaught. Man, y'all got to be crazy. If you don't educate the children, you don't protect the women, what good is you as a man? Get the hell out the way. Stay out my way. You can say what you want to say, but you ain't going to outwork me. You ain't going to outfrontline me. And you ain't going to outdie me. So everybody talking about freedom. Nobody talking about dead. So with you people that's online talking about some social media, you think I don't want to go to, y'all be posting pictures about Miami? Y'all be posting pictures about Vegas? Y'all always talking y'all on a vacation. How the hell you on a vacation and our community's dying, man? You got that type of doggone comfort to come back to Chicago? I'm turning all these little homies on y'all cowards. Watch what I tell you. They gonna listen to me before they listen to you. You better line up on the right time side of history, because I already expect every time I get in my car for it to blow up or me to get shot or me. I already said I died 20 years ago. When you lock a man up and throw him away in the prison and the community don't even know he's there, that's such a violation, man, across this country. Of black men in there. The biggest voting bloc right now is ex-cons. So Republicans, if you listening Republicans, while y'all judging Republicans, if y'all were smart, you would tap into this untapped population and you would change the narrative by supporting guys like us who are really conservative in our own values. We pull ourselves up by no boots. And we come out ex-felons that have served 10 years or more. They already know this, maze. They know that ex-cons that have served 10 years or more, the recidivism rate is the lowest. Because we sit time in education. They don't ask you about yourself. There's no education in prison. None. They remove all grants and everything. You would think that they found out that education is the best deterrent from reentry. And they still don't legislate. Our black legislators don't make it so that it happened. Our group of brothers, we started the only bachelor's program in prison, bro, from the University of Illinois. So we got University of Illinois Danville.
ILL.
We got University of Illinois Danville. We started that EJP.
Okay.
We started that. And since I've been locked up, I'm telling you, in prison I gave 2 associate degrees. Cosmetology, horticulture, automotive, substance abuse counseling. All the things, what else I do? A few other things. But I gained so much education, not because they gave it to me. I had to trick them people into allow me to get certain piece of paper.
Let me stop you real quick.
Go ahead.
So I'm gonna do something real quick because one of the things that I'm paying attention to you talking, and I'm also paying attention to the distractions in the comments. 2 hour Wiftable family, right? They are always gonna send devils and infiltrators here.
Right.
Right? So we know that P. Ray and Black Excellence Hour and all of the trolls exist, right? Because what they really want to do is try and get their weight up because they don't get an audience like this. So what they do is they come and troll you. Now, part of what we did last week was say, shut the hell up. If that ain't your move, that's fine. But what we not gonna do is denigrate the brothers for making the moves that they do, and everybody got a role. So let me do this real quick one more time. Y'all have y'all own platforms, and if you decide, P. Ray, to take yourself to your show and discuss whatever you want, don't come in my chat. Don't come in my joint when black people are trying to build. Talking that, right, you're sensitive. Take your sensitive ass to your whack ass station, because I could curse now because we ain't on the radio at 8 o'clock. That's, I turned it off because I'm tired. So I'm going to just tell you, take your lame ass to your lame ass station, to your lame ass show, and go do your lame ass shit over there. There it is. And to you, Beverly, you can take your monkey ass on over there too. No, I want you to hear it. I'm not blocking you. I want you to hear it.
Yep.
I want you to hear it. It is these same, hold on. These are the same people that come into everything and disrupt. They mad at everything. They ain't got jack bone. They running around trying to distract you, trying to have information, trying to come around. Ma, move around. Move around. You change your profile name so you could come in because you ain't, you, Ma, I'm telling you. What you don't want to have happen is you don't want the focus to be on you, right? What I'm trying to do here is trying to get black people to move in a direction. If that ain't your direction, stay your ass in your place. Go get on your plane, go hang with your dentist, go do your thing. But don't come over here disrupting our shit. Goodbye. Now, and no, and don't block her. Because I'm going to show you what it can be. All right. Go ahead, Brother Ty.
See, man, this is what I'm talking about, right? Everybody, there was no black person, I don't believe, felt this, that didn't feel a certain way about the police killing George Floyd, right? So we'll probably have something that say that was like physical. They would see, you know, any black woman that's out there, bro, that's trolling, that has a problem with black men standing up against authority, something wrong with her as a woman. She's damaged too. And I often understand that that's the hate produce, right? See, self-hate is our problem. There ain't nobody outside of us, man. I don't care if we don't produce Smith & Wesson extended clips, drums. I don't care if we don't produce weed, coke, drugs in Woodlawn, Inglewood, Lawndale. I don't care if we don't produce it. We allow ourselves through self-hate and the lack of knowledge to partake in those things that are conspiratorial in nature. So in that sense, as a black man, we say, as ex-cons, was ignorant of the poison that we touched or took in that destroyed and helped to usher in the violation and the disenfranchisement investment in our communities. So we come back from prison after watching you all for 20 years. Watch our community gentrify. I came home and like, what is this? What we live? Wait, who own it? Come back after 20 years, and I'm going to say it to you. You older people from 60 and up. Y'all are the problem.
Hold it.
I'm going to say it.
Hold it.
I got to say, you got to let me finish.
Go ahead. Hold on. I got to take care of my seniors.
Y'all,
Go ahead.
Seniors, we're not talking about all or anything.
Okay.
I'm saying to you that when you start looking at the people who are the spokesperson and have been the spokesperson of our communities, who have allowed outsiders to come in to get zoning and licensing to set up business where our community benefit agreements attached to the businesses that they set up while our community around the businesses are blighted. They're the problem. We confront those businesses and say, hey, you can't continue to enjoy the ignorance of our communities, to exploit our communities and take our dollars back to your communities without ever investing back into the very areas of disinvestment that your dollars, that your products take from our community, because we haven't become men enough to create business and opportunities for our people so that they don't have to suffer under all this tax, this tariff, this usury, and all the misery that these stores and businesses create in our community, even to a point where brothers get killed from pumping gas. Even when brothers get shot up in stores because these Arabs, Asians, or whoever Indians don't have enough decency and love for us, where they will put glass screens up to protect themselves from us. They're so afraid of us, but they're not afraid of our dollars. They will protect themselves from us, but yet won't put security in a multi-million-dollar business to protect us while we come and spend our money in their establishment. We are crazy.
Let me tell y'all. I feel a certain way, right? There has to be a time when black folks got to see literally that we don't have any allies.
That's right.
I'm tired of looking across the line and seeing my biggest opposition to be somebody black, right? The biggest opposition to black success often is black folks. Now, that's part of the reason why you see us all starting to put those things down. And now it's got to be a point where they have to be accountable to us. Right? Like, I feel like this. Let me back up. I feel like it was beautiful because there was cops calling me, telling me, oh, he gone. It's a wrap. Oh, you can't mess around. You can't. And I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of people who was like, man, he crazy for going to do that. He going to go to jail. He going to the feds. That's Fed time.
Man, I'm going to the graveyard one day. You too. Everybody going to the graveyard. You know the difference between your type of graveyard that you go to? See, y'all really don't believe in heaven, right? Y'all really don't believe in the ancestors. Y'all benefit off the death and the sacrifice of the ancestors. But y'all really don't believe that y'all are supposed to contribute anything towards the betterment of the next generation. That's why y'all hate our children. You got judgment on these children as though the clay made itself a pot. Y'all, you gonna die from cancer? That all that garbage you eating? You might die from Gucci and Poochie. You gonna die from the vehicles. You get carjacked because you want to look a certain way. You're gonna die because of the just accident. At least if I die, I'm gonna go dying smiling because I'm in my purpose. God take the least amongst these and raise them to the top. God don't take you intellectual and lead the masses. That ain't never happened in no scriptural context while y'all following pastors and politicians. It always come from the grassroots, man. Jesus wasn't hanging in no church. Jesus would be on the expressway with me. Turning over money changes tables in every aspect.
Let me ask you a question.
I guarantee you he would.
Let me ask you a question. What is the difference between how you were perceived on the Dan Ryan Expressway and how Father Flager was perceived on the Dan Ryan Expressway?
See, now y'all want to talk about social media views. First of all, social media didn't know I was going to be on the Dan Ryan. I didn't call for support and backup to escort me on those. That's a shutdown. That what Father Flager did, and y'all know I love Father Flager. Y'all know that's my guy.
Father Flager, king of black people.
Let me show you something. And I've said it before to people. I know every man has their issue. I'm somebody who was convicted of murder. Who am I to judge?
Heard that.
You hear me? So when people judge, I laugh at them and say, y'all, listen, I'm not God. So I don't do a lot of judgment. Y'all can judge all y'all want on the screen. I know that God is the ultimate judge and authority. So keep judging, so you will be judged. Father Flager was the only one, not my Nation of Islam brothers. Father Flager, my name is Muhammad, so they should tell you to note something. And I can say it honestly. Gave me a job and an opportunity when I come home as an ex-felon, man. Not the city of Chicago, not the government. Because the government could care less what happens to you when you leave. They often release you back in these communities worse off than when you came in. And the people don't even have no self-check or regulation of who coming in their communities. But this is our legislators that takes billions of dollars to respond to something, but don't have $100 million to prevent. They tell you what their priorities are. We have a $2 billion police budget with 11% clearance rate on murders, but don't have $100 million prevention dollars in the right hands, mind you. Prevention dollars to prevent us from filling up the county jails and the prisons, man. So Father Flager is a white man, a captain, got profile, got status. I'm an ex-con. It's easy to pile on me without showing you. It's like I tell people, our organization in lieu with in association with other organizations, grassroots brothers and sisters, probably stopped over 300 to 400 shootings in 3 years. I put over 200 and some ex-felons to work since I've been home in 3 years. Now you give me any politician or legislator that did that. You give me the police department that prevents something like that. Yet we are with our resources and with our fund. So when I come along and I say, man, we're going to deal with our own community. I don't call our cars, our vehicles, community. We don't police our community because that's a bad connotation for our community. I call my vehicle community response vehicles, community recovery vehicles and personnel. We don't get resources to transform the mindset and the states of affairs in our community, bro. At the moment I do something wrong, you highlight the wrong. I can go to jail right now. They have all the money in the world to put me back in prison, but don't have all the money in the world to give me to save these kids. The hypocrisy of it all, man. The hypocrisy of it all. While you watch back and sit back and judge, we're on the front line giving our life. And all you got to say is, well, he was wrong for doing it. Listen, the heart ain't going to be the liver. The brain ain't going to be the kidney. The legs ain't going to be the arms. The spine ain't going to be. So we can't all do the same thing without me. See, I got to do the fighting, Then I got to send Mays in as my lobbyist to get me the resources.
By the way,
y'all
I'm
tripping.
trying to get that contract right now. I
Y'all
want
tripping.
to lobby
Then
for
I got to send Todd
ECCSC.
in. I got to be, hey, Todd, you know all these politics. You got a relationship. Man, tell them people, man, to start restructuring the way they give out resources based on politics, bro, and based on, y'all got to stop throwing our tax dollars away, but good money after bad, bro. We keep doing that and we keep paying taxes. Me, our group, we're going to declare no taxes. No taxation without representation. No politicians, no one represents as con. So why are we paying taxes? You don't represent our communities, so why are we paying taxes even in our black communities when they look the way they do? I mean, I don't know if y'all really think that's because y'all really know y'all not know Americans. That's why y'all don't believe that the Constitution is real for you. I'm just quoting some things right now that's not happening in our community. We don't have proper representation. And black folks, I'm going to say this real quick to you politicians. We doing direct confrontation. White folks can hide in their little spaces of this country. You ain't going to be able to hide.
Let me pause you right there.
You're not going to be able to hide.
Let me pause you right there. Now, here's the point. So, remember last week when I was talking about let them eat cake? Mm-hmm. Remember when I was talking about there's going to be a day when the young people realize that the people walking past them, hanging out, taking pictures, and doing is the people that starved them out. And the moment that they recognize that you're the person that starved them out, you become prey. Now, what winds up happening so oftentimes is black folks have been taught that you avoid Tyrone.
Yes.
They have been taught you avoid Mays Jackson. You marginalize those people. You put them in the side. They don't understand the way it goes. They not gonna ever be nothing because they fighting the way that it's been done. And then you buy into it because look at them. They over there crazy. You over there talking about this black stuff, but what about you? And instead of the black folks being like, man, that dude gonna be a problem. What you gonna do to feed him? Black folks figure out, how can I starve him? Now here's what I'm gonna say. I'm going to say, y'all, everybody got a role. I talk to Ty, I talk to Mark. You know, I talk to black Greek people all the time, right? I talk to members of our fraternities and sororities. And it's like, y'all, I'm going to tell you just real quick. When Ty got locked up, there was a whole network of black professional people who was like, hey, this what I could do. This what you need to be doing. Here's the information. And they were all unseen. All recognizing that, man, if one of our freedom fighters goes to Joe,
what will happen to you?
But here go the lick. We watched as they put a knee on George Floyd. And I believe I saw another police video where they had their knee on the neck of somebody who was down there. Mm-hmm. Now, imagine George Floyd. Imagine George Floyd with some brothers who was willing to...
Tyrone was there, George Floyd wouldn't have happened. Because I would have put my hands on that officer.
Now, I'm going to say, as we watched that, there was a lot of people who did it. They all spent their years crying and boo-hoo, and I wish I would have done more. So when you see more done, your job is not to run in and be like, that's wrong. Your job is to be like, don't do it again because it might be more people. See, we tend to jump in and be like, boy, you gonna get in trouble.
Because that's that mentality.
You gonna get in trouble, man. You go. And I'll be honest with you. I have a son. And I've wrestled with this in my mind so many times. He gets pulled over. Does he just comply? Does he? And people would tell me I was stupid if I told him not to.
But does his son have to comply too?
Nope.
And does my great-great-grandson still gonna be complying and still wind up dead? And so, yeah, I haven't figured out how I'm gonna navigate that space. But what I do know when I navigate the space, that if in the fact that there was somebody that would come take the police's knee off my son's neck, the last thing I got to do is critique it. I got to figure out, how do I get this? How do we make sure that the white cops know, hey yo, that's one of ours. When they know you will leave one of your own behind, that's when they be like, we got him. Go tell the rest of them niggas go stand in the corner.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's what I want to say. And
look at Ruthie.
It's like every time we have this conversation, it comes back to the young people.
Yeah.
And the lack of ain't nobody going for this.
Exactly.
And so I think it's going to take the generations to unite, because I feel like the younger generation, we got the mentality, but we don't have the older generation with us with that mentality to sort of like enforce. And I know Maze used to always say, like, you got to guide the missiles. So I know you talked about a mentality shift that you had. How do we capture the minds of our young people back? How do we get our young people?
It's very simple, but real quick, I'm going to say that. I'm going to say this real quick. There's no way, instead of them saying, Kim Fox, we're going to be at your office for these cases to go away. Because now there's no one checking the checkers. There's no one holding authority. And we got J.B. Pritzker coming in our neighborhoods and communities thinking he's going to run again with them crucifying brothers for exercising civil unrest. Now, if you're going to write us a ticket, they enhanced our ticket. It was just we was supposed to get out on an I-bond.
I thought you got out on I-bond.
On police station. I had to go to court. But once these young white state police came in plain clothes, 24 to 27, say, we got to protect our fellow officer from what may have been an overreaction. So they don't highlight that. They go into people, understand this. It was a whole gang. We had 7 to 12 state, for us, we had 7 to 12 state police and state troopers, 5 to 10 state troopers in the station for little us, while they trying to build a case to say exterminate the brutes.
Dope.
Let's go ahead and let's stop the Tyrone Muhammads now, because we can't have him thinking that he could choke these officers, put their hands on officers and them not Negro comply. Even when an officer is bogus, this is what grandmama would tell us. And we've been told this forever. It only emboldens. So when they roll up on Tyrone Muhammad, I want you to know that you think twice as an officer, that you have to go back home to your family too.
You know,
and how do we? I'm gonna get back to the children. Violence is a style, Ruthie. The style has become a mentality, and often it's fed. The style is fed by music, the same as NWA, Spice One, and all of them was my generation of drive-bys and carjacking at the drive-through, Ice Cube.
Jack them for them Nissan trucks.
Nissan trucks.
Right in the drive-through.
And shootings. We had 1,000 shootings in the 80s, 90s. This generation haven't even broke that yet. So to make it seem like it's more going on than it always has been in Chicago, it's not true. Social media heightens it and highlights it. Every time they play these numbers, and as a child, I was sitting back, Ruthie, watching, damn, we just did a drive-by. Let's see if it make the news. And now these kids in their mind, they making rap videos about how they this and they that. We had one of the most notorious organization and group of guys in the city. We single-handedly raised the crime rate in Inglewood. We would call ourselves Bogus Boys. Our group is responsible partly of starting the BDGD gang war. So when you see me out here adamant about changing the lives and ideas about these shorties, I know the mentality that they had because I'm the brother, not shoot women and kids. I was the brother that would sit under the porch, eating a sticker bar, pissing in a bottle, waiting on you to get you. That's a different mentality. These kids don't have that because they don't have checks and balances, so they're not going to wait on the victim. See, gangbanging is gangbanging. It's all class war. It's civil war in our neighborhoods. We don't want to call it that, but every block is a civil disturbance. And I'm going to shoot Ruthie, Todd, and Maze, all y'all in the same car. No, I ain't going to just go, I got an issue with Todd. I'm going to wait on Todd to deal with Todd. I don't have ethics about how I get at things. This is what makes it crazy. Because shooting has become a style. And when you change and transform, there's no shorty that's irredeemable. There's no shorty that if I can touch them, I can't reach. But the resources, Ruthie, when you remove someone out of something in the mindset and out of a state, you have to replace it with something. Mine was replaced by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan with self-love. Once he taught me that the black man is this, the black man is that, and I saw and listened to where he gets no credit for saving the thinking and the mindset of these young boys and men. Once I heard him one time, I changed my life. It took that man one word. Everything my mama couldn't do. Everything my teachers and so why they crucify and denigrate this? You got to look at the good of everybody. And that was that thing. So now they need to be confronted with like-minded mentors who can really delve into their psyche and start working on behavior modification. Coupled with the proper resources to then remove them out the environment and show them something different. Most of these young men never ate downtown.
So mentorship.
Mentorship is the number one rule.
Mentorship, but I also think it's important.
Resources.
But mentorship from people that they could one day see themselves admiring. Right. See, I think a lot of times we got mentors for our kids that mentor them to subservience, that mentor them to second-class status as compared to mentoring them to king stuff, to king, right? So, and I would tell you that the mentors presented to a lot of our young men do not reflect masculinity.
Yes, real.
That young men tend to look for. And it's almost like you put in front of them the people that have bent over as the examples and the people that stand up as the wrong people. Like everybody love Dr. King, everybody love Malcolm X, but they don't tell nobody to be that. They be like, man, if you want to be successful in this world, bend over. Right? You know you couldn't say that. You know you couldn't do that. And all the black folks stand around and watch while they do it to you. And it's so crazy to me because I feel like sometimes you fight to protect a system that screwed you, hoping that the rules will finally come to play in your benefit when they never will, right? So I wanted to be the king of the best operative ever. And when I got put out, and put out is not I won't say put out. Put out. Because when I did what I was supposed to do, which is stand by and be loyal and go down with with my man, that whole thing, I was told I was stupid for doing that. How you gonna be with that? And it's like you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. And so I don't think there's anybody that needs to denigrate these brothers for taking a stand that, I mean, literally, you would have, everybody in the George Floyd situation spent their days and nights crying, talking about, man, I wish I coulda, I wish we woulda. You saw black people stand up and push back and quite frankly did all the stuff. I had my hands up. I saw your hands the whole time. And when we saw them trying to attack the brother, another brother gave him aid and assist. He didn't say, oh my God, I could get shot first. He said, I got to give this brother aid and assist and I'll deal with the consequences later. If in that space, that's not what you would do, that's okay. But what you're not going to do is denigrate the person that did what you ain't got.
The ball.
Let's not even call it the boss. Let's just say you was a liver. You ain't a heart.
Right.
But if you ain't a heart, as the liver, you better get on the phone and call to get the pocket working so that we do. See, white folks got to see that when they know that we like, man, look at him. He's stupid. That's when they win.
But see, that was the power of them coming up into the house, dragging us out, and you couldn't do anything about it. But now we don't just got to sit there and take it. So again, thank you.
Thank you.
But we will still take it. It would be some more George Floyds. But you're not going to have a George Tyrone Muhammad. You're not gonna, first of all,
that would not be
gonna happen to me. I'm gonna, listen, that won't happen to me. I'm gonna die on my feet.
But it's because you ain't afraid to die.
That's what I'm saying. So you cowards, if you being violated, I just want you to know you have rights. Now, complying is a choice. Not complying or not complying is a choice. I went in knowing. See, that's the difference. I went in believing we was getting shot. See, that's the difference, and that's a different mindset because I only want to let y'all know that's the police culture.
Perfect reference point to a new TV series that I was watching. Now I'm gonna do it because I'll be putting y'all up on these because there are so many lessons in it. Peaky Blinders, okay? Peaky Blinders on Netflix. Essentially, what happened in this case, right, was Ty, you went in and I lost my whole reference. It was a good one too. But all I'm going to tell you is, it seems to me that we cannot allow people to think that there is no consequence. The white guys felt a consequence. I'm going to tell you, you saw fear in their eyes. I think it's, let me just say thank you as well.
No, but see, this is what I'm saying. You have black men on the side, state troopers, and even a Latino brother that said, hold on, we waiting on the supervisor. See, right there, that's a problem. That means that he acknowledged that y'all have the right to do things. You may get a citation and a ticket for doing it in this way, but yet I acknowledge I need to know how far we're able to go once my supervisor comes.
Peaky Blinders.
Okay.
Here goes.
Go ahead.
So they were in the foxhole, right? And they thought they were gonna die. So they were pretty much resigned to the fact that they were already dead. So at the point in which they got out of the hole, they made a pact with each other that said, we already died once. So we don't have no fear of nothing. We was not even supposed to be here at this point. So not having any fear of anything allowed them to go conquer the world. I gotta say this, and we gotta think about this. And Ty, I want you to be careful. I want you all to think about, because the same thing I'm telling you about is that when you fight too hard for black folks, black folks who haven't done right will be your biggest enemy. The person who will push for you to have the most charges will, and let me say this, shout out to the state's attorney for the brothers being able to be home and it not being as onerous as it could be. And I'm going to say that's got to be a code all the way up the chain. But my concern is that what you'll find is that the people who know that they've been disenfranchising us know it.
Yeah, they know it.
And so moments like that give them the opportunity to prevent direct confrontation. So I just want you to be careful, because oftentimes the people, and I'm not talking about white folks now. Now I'm talking about the people who are realizing you got hungry wolves and they feel like they could be the food. They become the conspirators with the white folks to keep you and your people. So I want you to be cognizant, because there was a law created, which, remember, is you cannot, if you touch an elected official, you can go to jail. That law was created because there was a time when the energy was rising to a point where not white elected officials, but black elected officials was open targets. I say this all to say that the more you continue to talk like this, the more people galvanize towards that message, the greater the enemies inside of government will be to utilize the tools that they have against you. So we got to stay on point, and we got to make sure that all the people that are watching know that we're watching. So again, I was watching to see was he going to get charged with, because the police was like, put him under the jail. I already know what they was doing. When them cops came in, they was like, them state troopers came in and was like, you cannot do one of our guys. We're going to maximize, put that mug under every charge we can do. Now, somewhere in the space, and I'm telling you, I know this happened for a fact. Somewhere in the space, it worked out because they didn't really want you to come back out. They was like, man, because there were people who was thinking, damn, I don't want to be next.
Or what was the consequences for keeping him up in there?
That's
too great.
They
talking
essentially, I'm sorry. They have essentially pretty much, man plan and God plan, and God is the best of planner, right? We have been fools, and I think God protect fools and babies, right? Our whole community has been fools. And thus far, we've been protected by a spirit that we can't even fathom, right? So the question is not them plotting to raise laws or use laws that's on the book to deal with the brutes. But the question should be how we galvanize and use our authority, collective responsibility, our collective votes, our collective voice to let them know that there are not enough numbers in them that I should stop being who I'm being, and that should be an example of them changing the way that they treat us. And that's what I'm going to lean toward, even if it means people who think it's about social media. Because if you never did a day and time, a minute or hour in jail, you can't even fathom the depths of that madness. So no man wants to go through that, man. Trust me. The slave ship is probably dear. I'm just telling you because we living in a state of so-called freedom. They already knew where they was at. And they like, we in jail, why it's supposed to be free in society? So that affects your mind differently. So with that being said, those are the fears they press against us. Imprisonment, and a loss of life. And at the end of the day, as always, men who create laws to serve other men. We are not going to be victimized. We built the whole prison system off of cannabis. Then all of a sudden, man said, you know what? We're going to profit off of this. We're going to take $2-3 billion off the streets. So you remove $2-3 billion off the streets. And you wonder why the crime has increased. You wonder why blight is the way it is. Because you've just taken something that ultimately $2 billion in the black neighborhood. I can't even imagine who was eating off of that. How many, what types. Listen, man, you can't even fathom $2 billion being removed from a corporate, a multi-corporate conglomerate company. If you move $2 billion out of any company, they're in the red. Our communities are in the red on top of being in the red and being in the red. Now you remove a sense of something that we use to feed ourselves, and they made it legal. Now we're not even in that space.
And on that note, I'm going to stop you right there.
I do want to say.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I wouldn't know. I feel I would know what $2 billion means, but because it can do an awful lot. But, you know, I go back and forth for the Ruthie and Mays, and, you know, I'm the end of the baby boomers, but I'm not really older or senior, even though you couldn't tell those two that. But I think there's a lot of people who feel what you're talking about, who are older than me, and they actually support you. And I say this all the time, communication is vital to all of our people from 100 on down, because we're alone in this fight. And there's a lot of people who want to see everybody succeed, you included. And when they see you out there battling, they want to know, well, how can I do things? So I always talk about inclusion and communication, even though they think I'm a little crazy.
Hey, so Ty wants to know, how can we help? How can people help? He did all that. How can people help?
I think you posted a GoFundMe, right? Mm-hmm. And I would say to people, because we have, and I've been given a lot of promises, and I'm gonna start telling y'all names. I've been cool with y'all, not the Jim Reynolds and these ones of this world.
Save it for a different show.
Okay. Y'all got all this wealth coming through you all's hands. You sit back as black men, whether you're pastors or businessmen, and watch us fight on the front line with meager resources, and they give nothing, bro. They always receiving. They always doing fundraisers and know how to get corporate America to give them money for the investment capital, but they don't ever see a cause to allow guys like myself and the brothers that's in the street grinding to save somebody, to teach somebody.
Because their job is to avoid you. Let me just say this, and I ain't going to even trip out. I'm not going to dog any of the guys at this point. But what I am going to say is that, Ty, what has happened is that they have forgotten that the fights and the work that we put in, right? When you say what's in it for the black people, they say, man, bond farm. Here's this is what's in it. And what happens is the work and the fights that you have are typically the fights that they benefit on, they profit from, and then I
think they say, listen, deal with me, don't deal with that.
Yep. Don't deal with them, and I'll make sure you don't have to see. And then what they do is try to tamp you down and try to be like, oh, he not that important, they can't see it. Hey, y'all, I'm going to tell y'all, you was only supposed to get a half hour, but you got the preaching so good that the preaching got so good to us that we let you roll on and on and on. And let me just tell you, get your own show. You got a show. Use your show. Talk about us all day long. But don't come on. If we trying to build some unity, family.
Stop.
Like, I just can't believe y'all came to our page to troll.
And so I'm gonna keep on talking about you because I think it's important for black folks to understand know who you are and not under a secret name. So that's why I told you your name. And in case y'all didn't know, so Jim from Elgin informs her opinion. Remember Jim from Elgin?
Yeah.
So if you're talking about if you're spewing Jim from Elgin points in a black conversation, and if you are following Jim from Elgin's conversation as your political philosophy, this ain't the place for you. It's just not the place for you, right? And it's like I've been talking about building, not breaking.
That's what we've been doing.
Right? I've been talking about building, not breaking. What I've said, there's been so many things that happened that I've decided that I'm just not gonna comment on. Right? But in this case, if you came to my house and you came on and the black people, does it bother you that so many people are enjoying the conversation? Does it bother you that?
No, it's people are not accustomed to hearing black men talk like this.
And so my thing is, so you gonna put yourself as black women, name yourselves as black women trying to destroy black men in a conversation of positive, protecting our families, and ain't that what y'all talked about?
Personal responsibility. If I'm telling you, as an ex-con, first of all, I guarantee you, if I go back to my criminal life, I can be rich overnight.
Remember Jay said, better when the blast
I can be rich overnight because, first of all, you will be the ones I target first.
Then you wouldn't be rich overnight.
No. That's my idea.
Don't tell him.
That's
my idea.
Save it time.
I'm telling you, you should be thankful that we are allies against change. That's what you say your correctional institutions are supposed to be for. But that we know they warehouses for black men. But all I'm saying is, if I'm sitting here as a formerly incarcerated person, somebody just did 21 years in prison, come out and say, my goal is to stop killings.
Thanks, Reese.
My goal is to stop carjacking. My goal is to give my little homies an avenue where they can be great, where they can elevate their moral concept, their ideologies and ideas to serve their community and become entrepreneurial, because they are entrepreneurs. They are, by extension. They are. And to be able to then take those young men and minds and raise our community, bro. What opposition would you have against that as a woman? I can't even say, I don't think I have to say nothing else, but y'all get the kid. We're going to figure out how to call in to Kim Fox, and that they'll know that.
I think I'm on I think they banned me too, because I think they said somebody tried to tell them I was working for the white boy. Huh? Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? How people see, but that's how it work in the black community, right? You can support somebody, but the moment that they want to, and that's where we get our challenges. So let me just stop right now. Let me just stop right now and say, Brother Tyrone Muhammad, it was a pleasure to have you in the studio. Very rarely do I give up that much mic time, because I really love to hear myself talk. I really chilled out, but I want to tell you I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate your hard work.
Thank me for humbling you and showing you the way.
Hey man, first of all, I ain't never got humble. Don't get it twisted. Ty, like, I got a bodyguard now. No, you ain't nobody. Look, and you need to protect Ty from Ruthie. Dang, what you?
Just making sure. I just wanted to say that I like y'all V-necks.
Oh, yes.
See, look at Ruthie. All right, now, Ty, we got the look, Ty. I'm gonna tell you. I think Ruthie was watching that video. Like, I think I could find me a husband out of that group. She was like, "That's the group I'm gonna find my husband."
Ruthie, those are the men, because every brother is very intelligent and brothers are very thoughtful, and they're serious about their community, and they're serious about black women and our conditions. We not perfect, and no one is, and we're building a movement and a structure. I've been we're about to head to Atlanta, LA, New York, ECCSE, New York, New Jersey, LA.
Do the women in your group get to wear shoes? Yeah. Dang, man. And they got that. You don't make them stay in the kitchen?
No.
See, dog, you tripping, man.
The women on the front line.
We have
more women on the front line than we have men.
Oh,
that's
Lord.
sad.
That's why we got to get them back in the kitchen. Got to get them back in the kitchen.
Don't respond.
We got to get Ruthie back. Look, man, I'm trying to find a husband that we got to restore some natural order. So Ruthie in the kitchen, she going to be on. Look, I'm going to tell y'all what, though. I bet y'all, real talk, Ruthie would have been in the brawl. I bet you on the highway, Ruthie would have been like,
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell y'all, though. It's been a good time. Ty, I want to tell you thank you for coming in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I appreciate you. Lot in a little time, right? Lot in a little time. It's better to know people not off of social media, and I'm glad we've had this opportunity to build a rapport out of.
And F that bogus news coverage of the stuff, because I looked at it from a bunch of different outlets. So thank you for coming and setting the record straight.
Dang, I was just thinking like that, and they would not have let you that because really they didn't want you to articulate that. And I do think it's pretty crazy of all the social media videos that they find, they never showed the video because that image. That's a powerful image.
Oh, what, me?
You and the other one, no.
Hey, that should be like that Muhammad Ali.
Matter of fact, I might, you know what? You might show up here and it might be hanging in the it might be right there on that door. Yeah. And then we gotta get tell me my brother Greg.
Greg Sherman.
And
Greg
Sherman.
Shout out to
fiance for calling in last week.
Shout out to Tracy Bay.
Yeah, give her a look.
Right. Did she call from the kitchen?
She probably did. hey, she probably did. She stayed in that boy lot. She keep her foot popped up on the kitchen chair.
Okay, so look, y'all. This has been a great show. I you know what?
Thank you, bro, for putting forth. I don't know what to go for. I haven't seen it. But I heard it's like y'all put the goal at for 50,000, but I think it's at like 7,000, 8,000. So. Man, I thank you for that. And maybe I go Jim Reynolds. Willie Wilson, you like throwing away money. Hey, where the bond money? You ain't bonding us out, Willie.
So let's. I'm going to let Willie be. But I'm going to tell you. But here's what I do think. We do need. There was a time when the activists fought.
We had
there was a team that went and said we're going to take care of it. And we got to put that ecosystem I talk about. It's an ecosystem. Hey, y'all, this has been the Maze Jackson Show. Hey, let me tell y'all what. In the building, go ahead. Oh, he can't even say nothing because he, check it out. DJ Reese the Ruler in the building. He came in. That's why it sounds so much better at the end. Because I was running the show. I did the whole thing back and forth. I'm going to tell you, they can't stop me. So, for Maze and Sonia and Ruthie and Todd, DJ Reese the Ruler in the building. Shout out to my man Tyrone Muhammad. I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze says, stay tuned for the Book of Donna to be in about 30 minutes, though, because I forgot to download it. So, she will not be in today. Donna will be out until Friday.
Give me my beat, man. Let me go.
You want to close with a freestyle? Go ahead. You can let him close with a freestyle. He think he can rap.
Let me see.
Let's see what you got.
He no DJ.
That's DJ. DJ. Hey, you better watch. DJ gonna have some trap. He gonna be we can't do Jay-Z because Jay will be like, I need a copyright on that. Hey, y'all, Ty got to get out of here. Ruthie got to get out of here. Ty, I'm going to give you an opportunity to freestyle. Pull up that hip-hop tracks and give him a beat real quick because Don ain't here. Give him a beat real quick. Hit that hip-hop trap beats joint because Tyrone want to be a rapper in his other life.
Ain't no question.
Every black dude want to be a rapper.
I can write.
Let's see if Ruthie can hit the freestyle with him. Come on, here we go. Ty and Ruthie, here they go. They about to wrap it up. We gonna go out with a bang. There you go, Ty.
I'm trying to hear that. Turn my mic up. Listen, I sound like a rapper already. Hey, man,
turn me up in my headphones.
Turn the mic up. That ain't got enough for. See,
speed it up some. Go.
I'm a different type. That ain't got enough.
Ruthie, look, Ruthie ready. She about to chop you up. I can't wait till y'all see Ruthie's freestyle from last week too. Ruthie get it. Ruthie got skills. What? Just move that forward, Reese, to the next song in there. It's a good one in there. Uh-oh.
Ain't no ball like me.
Uh-oh. You ready?
Get with the flow you see because it feels like this. They call me brother.
Stay in the mic.
Don't even try, my man, they keep lying. Quit playing games, why are people dying? Ruthie, what they be hating on for real? Stay off the show if you don't have a deal. Quit playing games, cause my flow is real. Didn't even know that Ty has the skills. Hold it one time, what you don't understand. Got the mic in my hand and know I got a plan. Skills like this, I'm not Tom McCann. Don't even try because I'm the man. Look, I'm gonna speak the truth, and if you don't like it, that's cause you hate proof. And don't raise the roof, and everybody know that, man, we got clue. Hold it one time, kick it again, because I'm flowing like this and I never pretend. Look, stop being an activist, act. Don't quit playing, my man, you get jacked. Hold it one time, Ruthie, what you do? Show me something, girl, you got to be the truth. Woo! I put her on the spot, waiting on her to spit the rhyme. MC Todd, that's what they said, man. Gotta be down, you know I got a plan. Todd is next on the mic, get it, man. If you don't like it,
what you doing? You trying to get the rap, but I'm about to get screwed, and I'ma flip this script. I'ma write this rhyme, and I'ma bust that jack like one more time. My name is M-A-Z with the big fat E, and you can't fuck around cause she can't play me. Cause I be tossing mics and ripping microphones. Tell that chick she better leave me alone. I'm the rip rapper, I just can't snap her. I bust that mic and then I get the clapping the mic. I'm rapping and right. I'm gonna task the mic. I'm gonna pass it to the right. Ruthie, where you at, young sis?
Okay.
Where you at, young sis?
I might kick a rhyme just one more time. I gotta go to work cause I work for the man. Let me leave cause I gotta clock in. Everybody, let's go begin again.
She out of here. She gotta hit the clock. My name is Maze Jack and I had to do the rock. Non-stop. I had to flip it. And now I'm jumping on the mic and I'm kicking it. Gotta tell Ty he gotta bounce. Leave you later and pick up an ounce. Pick an ounce of the green.
Don't even try because you can't sing. Skills like this, my man, my rhymes bling. Quit playing games, you know we rap scene. Look, we gonna change the narrative, man. Chicago gonna change cause we got a plan. Maze, quit playing, you should have been the lobbyist. Stop that garbage, man, we got a jock in them.
Did you say you got me jocking them? Don't give a fuck cause I beat rocking them. Tell the ladies and tell the men that I'm the king of it all again. Got my man Reese on the mic. He just laughing like it's on Wednesday night. He got Week Code Wednesday, but it's on Monday. That's okay cause I give up. Anyway. All right, y'all.
Nice
this
job,
is the main show. This was a good time. Stay tuned for the replay of the Book of Dawn. I am your host, Maze Jackson. For Maze, Sonia, Ruthie, Todd, my brother, Tyrone Muhammad, for DJ Reese the Ruler. I'm the host, and I'm out with the most. Peace.